Welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock, which means it's time for a Talk Magic. And today I'm sitting down with a superstar of Magic. This is a guy who got to the final of BGT. He is the face of Alakazam. We talk about him a lot on the channel. He is amazing. He is Harry Nardi. How you doing, Harry?
Not bad, but I don't know who the superstar is.
Dude, I've never sat down with a sex symbol before. I mean, that's what 4MG were all about, right? It was the boy band of Magic. I'm actually interviewing a sex symbol now. I'm excited.
No, it's good to be here, though. Thank you very much for having me.
I know how busy that you and Alakazam are right now, and so the fact that you've managed to find time to come on the channel, it really means the world to me. Thank you so much, Harry.
Always.
Awesome. So I want to get into everything, but for those people that don't know you, obviously you are Peter Nardi's son, or actually Peter Nardi is your dad. Let's go with that direction. And so I'm imagining that you've been involved in Magic pretty much your whole life, but let's just kind of like talk about your origin story first of all, of how you got into Magic. Where did that all come from? Obviously, I imagine you tell me. I imagine being around your dad, you're kind of involved in Magic from a very early age. But how did that all kind of pan out? Where did that come from?
Yeah. So obviously, Alakazam started way before I was born, like 10 years before I was born. So 1990 it started. I was born in 2000, and I've obviously always been around Magic. You know, I've seen magicians. I've been to a lot of filming days, and it was good fun. But I never really started doing Magic until I was about 16, I would say. I know. Yeah, that's mental. And I remember the first trick I ever performed, two of them actually, in the same day, was Calamonte was one of them, or Bunko Bet. And the other one was Waterworks, when the water bottle goes upside down and the water comes out. Now, the first tricks I ever done. And after that, one of them went right, Calamonte went right, Waterworks, there was Waterworks. It was bloody awful, right? No, I didn't cry over it, but it was not very good. But I had so much fun doing it. Even though it didn't go right, I thought, wow, maybe I'll do another one. And the reactions you got when you perform in a school with your mates are crazy, you know? So it just really made me feel, I don't know, like just happy, you know? Like I could make this guy smile. I could make them laugh. The teacher, she would ask me to throw something away. I'll do like a false transfer and then put it behind her ear and then stuff like that. You know, it's just such good fun. And then I hated sixth form. So I left sixth form at 17 and then I've been working at Alakazam ever since, really. And that's really where obviously I needed to start doing more. And then, I got into it and I've enjoyed it ever since.
So what was the catalyst? Because you weren't really into Magic up until 16. You've obviously... I imagine, you know, you said that you've seen lots of magicians as a kid and you were exposed to Magic from a young age, but none of that made you want to actually start doing it. What was it at 16 that made you go, there's these three cards here and a couple of them have got diamonds on it. Now that sounds like something that I want to actually, you know, out in school.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I think the fact that obviously dad is a magician, there's nothing worse than your dad being a magician and you not being able to do at least one trick. You know, everyone will say, oh, you must know one thing. You must know one thing. And I'd be like, no. And it got to a point where I was like, to be fair, I should really know at least one trick. You know, my sister's the same. She always says she wants to learn something. She never really does. But it's the same thing with her. You know, when your dad's a magician, you need to really know at least one thing. So I think that was definitely one of the catalysts. But another one, to be fair, was just seeing how much fun dad has performing and the friends he's got in Magic. You know, it's nice to... Magic does bring people together, you know, and it does give you a lot of friends and a lot of people you would never get to meet before, you know. I'm not just name dropping, but I performed at a gig once and Gareth Southgate was there. And I've never, in my life, I love football. I love it so much, right? Never in my life would I ever thought I'd be able to meet an England manager. And it just happened, you know, and it really made me open up my eyes with how lucky magicians are, you know, with the opportunities they get. Obviously, it's hard work, don't get me wrong, but the opportunities are just crazy.
It's so true. It really is. And I think a lot of magicians take it for granted, although maybe after this whole pandemic thing's over, I don't think we'll be taking it for granted anymore. Before we move on, can I ask a question?
Mm,
Your mum, Jenny,
yeah.
does she always, every time I see her being performed to on a trailer, she looks like she's blown away. And I don't think she's faking it. You can tell.
Yeah.
Now, my experience is my wife, Sarah, I've shown her magic ever since I've known her, and Ryland shows her magic all the time. She gets sick to death of it. How is it that she must be some saint? How is it that she still reacts so strongly to magic after having Peter showing it to her for all these years?
I tell you what, I think it's quite funny actually, because when I mean, Dad, to be fair, doesn't stop working. You know, at home, he's on the computer, he's answering messages, this and that, right? So magic doesn't really stop for him. But for Mum now, if we mentioned we wanted to call one of our cats Houdini, and she did not have any of it. She had, I've got magic in my life. I don't want it at home as well, right? But no, to be fair, when it comes to trailers and actually doing filming, she knows methods, so she does get fooled by it. And so she's like, wow, that is actually a good trick, that one, you know? So it's more of like from a magician's point of view, she's like, wow, that's good, you know? But no, she is sick to death of it, to be honest.
Typical magic wife.
She puts on a good face, yeah.
Relate to that, absolutely. So you've left school, you've decided to not bother with sixth form, you've gone and started working for Alakazam. When you first, obviously right now you're kind of the face of the company, but that wasn't the case when you first started. When you first started, was there a lot of learning involved? Because you're a very accomplished magician. I see you on the trailers, and I see you on the explanations, and you're so knowledgeable, and you're also very good at presenting and very good at teaching. That doesn't happen overnight. Like, you were in school, you'd learned a couple of tricks. When by the time you got into Alakazam, had you spent a lot of time studying magic, or was it kind of an on-the-job training type thing?
It was definitely an on-the-job training thing. You know, I used to do Saturdays in there when I was younger, and up until probably halfway through the first year of working properly at Alakazam, so about 17, like halfway into it, I was so nervous to pick up the phone because I knew I would not have the answer they was looking for. And they would be like, right, I'm looking for this. What's a good trick for this? And I would not have a clue. So even now, most of my learning comes from answering the phone, hearing what issues the people are having in terms of they don't understand something, or they want an effect that will do this. And so now I just logged in my head, okay, that effect works for that person, or they struggled understanding this. I'll watch a tutorial and think, okay, yeah, maybe it wasn't as clear as it could have been. And the next time I'll learn it. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm learning every day. I still, compared to Andy and Dad, I am like down there in terms of knowledge. Andy is he's got like a library in his head. Honestly, he is genius.
Yeah, but I saw the Christmas video. He doesn't know how fast and loose works. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You lost the whole Christmas bonus, Harry. I mean, I don't care how knowledgeable he is. You'd think he'd figure out what was going on there.
That was good fun.
That was an amazing video. As soon as I know fast and loose, and as soon as I saw Peter's performance of that, I'm like, I got to buy that trick. That's just amazing.
No, he loved that. He did love that. It's great one.
That was so cool. So you do go out and gig. You talked about going and seeing, you met Harry, not Harry, you're Harry. You met Gareth Southgate at a gig, and obviously I know you've gigged at weddings and corporate events. But when you first started working at Alakazam, would it be fair to say that performing wasn't as big as actually working in the shop and kind of getting involved in Alakazam? That was kind of the main thing that you do.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's quite I'm not trying to be like get the violins out, but it's very intimidating it's good being surrounded by magicians, obviously, but sometimes it's very intimidating. Like, we'll be out for dinner and I'll be sitting opposite Michael Vincent, and I'll be like, okay, right, he'll do like a simple trick, and I'll be like, wow, that's bloody good, you know. And then before, one of the first filming days I went to was Burnell for Past Midnight. I see him do something, wow, you know, and these are people at the tip top. So yeah, performing for me, I was so nervous. So it didn't really come into my mind to perform as such. You know, I just wanted to be on the phones doing what I knew, you know, because I knew, yeah, I'm good at this, I'm comfortable with this, and I never really felt like pushing myself out of my comfort zone. But yeah, it all sort of changed really when Dad said, you need to really go out and do a gig, mate. No, I didn't say it like that, but he did encourage me.
Well, I think it's really important that you can perform. You know, if you're advising people on tricks and
Yeah,
everything,
no, 100%.
you need that knowledge. But so let me get this clear in my head. You're working at Alakazam. Most of your time is spent doing Alakazam
Yeah.
type activities, which we can get into later on. But you're also going out and doing the odd gig. But then you decide to audition for the most scary possible thing that you could ever do. Being on, you're worried about picking up the phone to speak to somebody. How do you go from, I don't even want to pick up that phone, Dad, thanks very much, to, you know what, I'm going to stand up in front of thousands of people and Simon Cowell, and I'm going to go and do how did that come about? I mean, where did we get to that?
Yeah, that is a crazy leap, but I still got. I'll show you. I've got the wig there from the semi-finals. But yeah, it's a funny one. Yeah, it was so weird actually. Because Russ, who works on BGT, really nice guy. I've known him pretty much my whole life as well. So yeah, he's like an uncle really.
Well, he used to do a lot of the video production for Alakazam before you bought it in-house, didn't he? Yeah. So
yeah. So yeah, I was going to go on there solo, and he wanted me to go on there solo, but I was like, no way in heck, there's no way I would do that. And then really funny story actually. Theo, who was in the group, joined Alakazam through work experience doing video editing. So he joined through them, and then we loved his video editing. He's one of the best editors I've ever seen in my life, no actual joke, and he's unbelievable with cards. And so he came, and we was both sort of in the same boat where we could perform tricks, but confident wise, we wasn't really up there. We would always be really nervous and stuff like that. But then when the idea came out to have a group of 4 people, we thought, what is actually the worst that's going to happen? I remember sitting in where we do the academies, there's an editing room, right? And it's like a little utility room. And I was sitting in this chair, Theo was in there, and we watched BGT performances, and we thought, what is the worst that can happen? When one of us falls over, the trick goes wrong, people will be talking about something else tomorrow, and we thought, so why not just give it a go? We got nothing to lose. If it goes wrong, we just come back and do exactly what we're doing today, But it was, it's bloody scary.
So how did you find like the forum? Did you go recruiting for people, or like where did the 4 of you get together?
So me and Theo from the shop, and then Russ put on like a BGT day or something. I can't remember what he done. And James attended that, so Russ put him forward from that. And then to find the last person, to find Josh, we was really just looking around. We called up the Young Magicians Club, and I tell you what, it's quite difficult to find somebody around our age group that lives sort of closest to us. I mean, James was from Norfolk, so that's quite far. To find someone close to us that was competent at magic, it was quite difficult. So, and there is obviously tons of people, but to get the age group and the sort of where they live and stuff. And then we found Josh actually on a social media video, and then met him, and he was really funny, so we thought we'd get him in.
That's great. And then you go and audition, and it's fair to say that you absolutely smashed the audition. What I loved is the structure of each one of you doing a different card revelation, and I love the fact that there was an Alakazam product in there with the deck that vanishes. Where did I was like, yeah, it has to be an Alakazam product in there at some point, doesn't it? That's awesome. But where did I suppose the question I'm asking, did you guys just put that act together yourself? Because you went through on audience reaction and an impact of magic. There wasn't a sob story like, there was nothing like that. You guys were a boy band of magic, which was a nice hook. You went out, you did good magic. The judges reacted strongly. The audience loved it, and that's what got you through. And ultimately, it's the audience that it's the people at home that voted that got you through, which is amazing. Where did that act come from?
So originally we was going to have Stavros for the audition, but we thought no, because we would have had to fund it, and it's too expensive for us, and so Dad, to be fair, Dad was the brains behind all of it. Dad, he's so creative, and I think this was really fun for him, just to get his creative juices flowing, get his mind ticking. And so he knew what was strong for late. We didn't have to do the most difficult slides on there. I mean, the stuff we done was simple, you know, but it's simple but impactful. And I think what Dad done well was he took into account our nerves. You know, none of us had to do anything really difficult, and it was all masked, like you said, in the structure. Where when this person's doing something, he's doing the dirty work. Then it moves to this person. When he's doing it, he's doing the dirty work for his thing. You know, and it was all very structured, really nicely. And so yeah, I mean, Dad was the brains behind it, coming up with the simple effects. And just having fun with it, really. We tweaked it so much, but yeah, he was sort of the main guy behind it, you know.
That's great. That's great. Well, it was such a good act, and obviously, you then went through to the semi-final. Which, how many magicians have actually ever made it to a semi-final?
Yeah, true.
Very few.
I have never. I tell you what, the semi-final is so much easier, and the final is so much easier than the audition because people know who you are. So when you come out, you've got a warm welcome. And I remember the people on BGT, everyone's so nice on there. If anyone's thinking about doing it, I would 100% do it because it does push you out your comfort zone. I mean, me and Theo had never been on stage before that, and we just thought we might as well give it a go, you know? So it does really push you. And yeah, people say, oh yeah, but are you not going to be more nervous because the cameras is going to be live and everything like that? But at the end of the day, there's cameras in the audition anyway. There's people in the audition. It's no different if the cameras are going live or not. You know, it's still recording something. But yeah, the semi-final was my favorite one, to be fair. It was because I love the Derren Brownie type stuff, and I got to do the ticking of the letters, and it was just, yeah, that was amazing for me. That was like a personal thing. It's like, wow.
And that's something, you know, you talk about. I'm guessing you weren't nervous picking up that phone after that because, I mean, come on, at the end of the day, talk about an instant credibility jump. Well, you know, I've done more gigs than you. Screw you. I've done this. You know what I mean? It's you know, like I say, and there's most magicians in the country would love to have got the exposure that you did on national TV.
Yeah, that was. I tell you what, it was really good, and I think the main thing that come out of it was like I said, me and Theo, Josh has been performing loads. I know James has been on stage and he's done loads of bits and bobs. So, just talking from mine and Theo's point of view, just because I know we're sort of in the same boat, it was just such an eye opener when you just think, if we can do that, we can do a wedding. You know, if we can be in front of that many people, I know it's different, but do you know what I mean? In terms of nerves, if we could do that, then we can pretty much do anything in terms of confidence. You know, we should have belief in ourselves that we can do it, you know?
Totally. And I get where you're coming from in terms of you feel more confident if you're on stage with other people, don't you? I mean, you
100%.
always do. Like when I first started working on stage and I started putting an illusion show together, I did it with a partner. It was a two-person act and a girl because I just didn't want to go on stage on my own. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be really nervous going on stage.
Yeah.
It almost like it gives you confidence when you've got other people around you.
100%. And I think if you are genuinely friends with the people you're on stage with, it makes it that much easier, you know. And we was all really good mates. We still are good mates, but we was all really good mates. And it means that when they're doing their bit, you know, standing next to the guys, I'm watching them. I'm so proud of them. You know what I mean? What they're doing. It's so nice to see them doing their tricks, and it is cool just to see. It's always fun to see people do tricks. You know, magic is insane when you think about it. But when it's people that you know and you care about, it makes you feel confident and that they're feeling the same for you. You know, when I'm doing this, I know they're like, oh wow, yeah, go on, Harry. You know what I mean? It's nice having that support. Definitely.
So would you advise anybody that's watching this, and there are a lot of people on this channel that are like new to magic that are trying to find their way, would you advise teaming up with somebody if they're a little bit nervous of performing and seeing if they can put something together with maybe a two-person act or something?
Yeah, to be fair, I definitely would. I mean, I know me and Theo a couple of times after that done like a two-person, not stage show as such, but like a little parlor piece, and that was such good fun, you know. And again, by myself I'd be so nervous, but you've got someone there with you. You're just encouraging each other. And the stuff Theo was doing, he does, like I said, with cards, he's crazy. I mean, on stage, his part in our show was the best. It was, I mean, yeah, it was my favorite bit. You know, it was the best. I'm not gonna lie. So he done like a rising card effect. Then he done like cardiographic, and then he done another bit. But his storytelling was just unbelievable. So it's so nice watching someone else in the same boat as you smashing it, you know, and you are there for each other. So I know I've just gone absolutely around the houses, but yeah, the answer is yes, do it with someone else.
No, that's great. That's great. I love listening to these stories. But four MG hasn't like died or gone away. I mean, I remember speaking to you at Blackpool 2019 when you were on the Alakazam stand, and I was asking you about 4MG, and you were talking about, oh yeah, we've got this theatre show here, this theatre show here, this theatre show here. I'm guessing that COVID has kind of put a bit of a kibosh on that, but what are your plans with 4MG? You guys are still together, you're still moving forward, you're still going to be capitalizing on that national exposure, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it sparks it slightly different. We've gone in a slightly different angle now. So we was lined up to, we had like a trial on a cruise that was all like pretty much set in stone, which is a bummer. Obviously, then COVID come around. And I tell you what, right? Just we done like a walk around the cruises. The theaters on there are unbelievable. They are amazing. And it's funny. I said I would definitely go on a cruise as a holiday now because judging by the adverts, I thought, oh, do you know what I mean? No offense, I'm a bit for old people maybe, but it's so good. Literally, it's crazy on there. So yeah, we did have them planned, and there's a new theatre opened up near us called Malthouse in Canterbury, and it looked phenomenal. You had all brick walls. It had like what's that? What's the type of design where it's just like brick wallsy and like oh what is it? What's it called? Like warehousey vibes.
I know what you mean. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I know exactly what you
Yeah,
mean.
it's hard to. Yeah, I can't get it out of my head. Yeah, like rusticy. You know what I mean?
I like urban type thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And that would have really suited our style. You know, it had really cool vibes. But yeah, unfortunately, bloody COVID has stopped it all. And at the minute, there's no real endpoint. You know, but we are in talks with people in America, which would be wicked, to do a show. So that's sort of the direction we're going in at the minute. And we're just waiting to clear up to do some filming. But yeah, that's exciting.
That's awesome. So 4MG are going to be bouncing back. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good to know because yeah, I really did like the style that you guys brought. It's so different and fresh, and that whole boy band of magic thing. It wasn't just a gimmick. That's what you guys were like. It was like watching a boy band doing magic. It was cool. It was awesome. It was really good.
Thanks. No, it was really good fun, you know, and I think the thing that's nice to see is afterwards we got a lot of messages from younger people just saying like I remember it was a funny story. I had done like a little speech in the semi-finals, right? I was just like quickly saying a thank you to everyone because I thought if we go out, do you know what I mean, I want us to just quickly say thanks. And afterwards this woman outside was like, don't know why you done that big speech, not like you won it. And I went, yeah, I know, I just quite proud of the guys, you know, and I just wanted to let people know that if you want to do something, just do it, you know what I mean? But yeah, you're always going to get people like that. But it's nice to see that some people did take positives from it and thought, wow, do you know what? I am going to try that. I am going to try and do this. And it was nice to see that, yeah, people did sort of pick up on if you want to do something, just do it, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, looking at it, and I don't know if you realise, but you are a role model probably to a lot of younger magicians that watch you go on stage and they go, well, you know what, I can do that. I could do that. Speaking from personal experience, Ryland just at one of the reasons that he loves Alakazam is because of you, because he's a massive 4MG fan, and he didn't. I don't think he realised that Harry Nardi was 4MG, and so I actually pointed it out to him, and it was like his world got away at that point. He's like,
what a legend!
Away. So yeah, I mean, you've inspired him big time, and I imagine you have a lot of people. I mean, I was planning on going on BGT with the whole sex symbol gimmick. I was a bit peed off that you stole it off me, Harry. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I've got that.
We could change it to a 5, mate. Get you in there.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm excited. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that is good fun. It's good fun.
Well, let's switch over to Alakazam because obviously maybe the plan wasn't to get as involved with Alakazam as you are because you talked about how you had all the cruises lined up and this and that and the other. But you know, necessity is the mother of invention. There's a lot of big changes that have been happening with Alakazam since the start of the pandemic. I have watched dealers really struggle. I've watched because I see a lot of magic, and I've seen a lot of dealers and producers that have kind of really struggled with the whole thing. And you've gone in a completely different direction. I mean, if anything, you've increased your digital footprint. More people know about Alakazam than ever before. You're definitely releasing more magic than you ever have. Where did that come from? Is that like, were you a driving force behind this? Because obviously, I don't think it's a coincidence that you've become more involved in Alakazam at the same time that Alakazam have moved in a different direction. Ever since you've been involved with them, we're seeing live product launches, we're seeing jams, Alakazam. Every week there seems to be more stuff happening that's designed to create this community. It's amazing. Where did all that come from, Harry?
I think this has sort of all made us like closer as a team, you know, and we're definitely all singing off the same hymn sheet. And I think that's the most important thing, is everyone pushing in the same direction. And yeah, let me just quickly readjust. I think like Andy, I mean, he has been working non-stop, you know, he has got the shop on lock. So it does allow Dad to be more relaxed in terms of the running of the shop, because he knows that Andy's got it down. You know, without Andy, Alakazam wouldn't be Alakazam. You know, he is like a rock in there. But yeah, in terms of the lives and everything, it was, I mean, we've been doing lives for a while, as you know. But yeah, since COVID and everything like that happened, yeah, we really wanted to build a community. And it was, to be fair, mainly to give people a feeling of a group and a feeling of somewhat normality because of the COVID times. That's definitely why the Discord come out. But yeah, in terms of the digital footprint, I think we are definitely going in the right direction. And I think it's all about being proactive and not reactive. You know, we've looked at it and you can go, oh, no one can go out and do gigs. Oh, that's a shame, you know. Or you can look at it and think, okay, no one can go out and do gigs, but why don't we try and offer online stuff, you know? Or why don't we try and offer a free community thing where people can chat to each other, show each other new tricks, and not necessarily have to buy the new ones, even though the new ones are good. So if you haven't got them, you should. I'm joking. But yeah, no, you know what I mean? Like if you are sitting at home and just feeling a bit down or anything like that, then we want to constantly be giving you a little outlet and a little thing where you can think, oh, okay, do you know what I mean? I can come out if I'm having issues, or it's not just a helpline, all right? It's for people that are happy and are able to go out and do stuff as well. But yeah, it was more in terms of giving people something to constantly look at. You know, they've always got a place where they can just relax and just have fun, really.
And is that where the Discord group came from? Because there's a lot of buzz about this. You know, at the time of filming, Discord group just launched about a week ago.
Yeah.
You know, and you're promoting it as like a 24/7 Magic Club. In the first week, it's had almost 500 people join up, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Did that idea stem from trying to bring people together?
100%, yeah. And like I said, the idea come from, you honestly won't know the amount of phone calls we get where people just don't have anyone to talk to Magic about. I think, again, in that sense, I take it for granted knowing that if I want to practice a trick, I can ring, do you know what I mean? I can message you, I can probably message Rylan now, he'll probably give me 100 tips on it. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of people I can speak to, but a lot of people, unfortunately, don't have that access. So we do just want to give back and give that opportunity to people where they can just chat to people with similar interests. And I mean, just being able to video chat each other and just have a laugh, really, you know, I think it's very easy just to get swept up in being serious all the time, when realistically, just relax, you know, just have fun, chat to your mates, learn some new bits and share some ideas, you know.
And for the old farts that are watching this video, what is Discord and why should they get involved in it?
Yeah. So Discord, first of all, is 100% free, so you haven't got to pay for anything or anything like that. And basically, it's a platform that's separate to Alakazam, but we have a server on there. So what you do is you can go onto Discord, and on the side we'll have the Alakazam sections. So you'll have like text chat, so like a general magic one, a mentalism one, a card magic, coin magic, whatever category you want will be there. There's text only one, so it's like a forum, so you can go on there, write messages and everything like that. But then we've also got, which is the really cool part about it, the video chat rooms. So you can log on there and you can see once again we've got loads of categories. So if I want to talk to Craig and Ryland about card magic, I can go into a room with them and it will just bring up Craig and Ryland there to chat to. And if anyone wants to join in, they just click in the same room and now their video comes up and we're all having a chat just like we are now. So it's nice just to, if you're just chilling out and you want to jump on there, 9 times out of 10, there's a couple people in a room having a chat about a magic thing. Might not even be about magic, but just having a chat, you know. But it's nice to see that you can bring people together that at least have that string of like something in common of magic, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are changing the game. I mean, that the stuff that you're doing like this is no other dealer does stuff like this. I mean, it's a free thing that you're providing for people. It's not like you're making any money out of it. It's you know, it's great to see. It shows that you guys care about magic as a community, and it's not just about the almighty dollar, but it's also about magic as a whole, which is great to see. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, Dad's always said that from the start, you know, and it's not like you said, it's not to get extra money or anything like that, because obviously it's completely free. We just want to. It's really hard. I feel like to be fair, in the first lockdown, I must say I'd struggled badly. I think I felt really isolated and I was finding it really difficult, to be honest. And so that kind of sparks as well the want to give something like this back. So I think because I was sort of in that situation, struggling in that sense, it allowed me to understand that other people are probably going through a similar thing. And so that's always, when eventually I'll take over Alakazam from Dad, that's always something that I'll keep up, because I've sort of been there and been in a place where you do feel lonely and you just want to chat to someone about a similar thing, you know. So I'll always look at ways where we can give back, because it's not all about selling stuff. You know, I'm not being funny. If we sell an extra 30 of a brand new effect that's coming out with a certain someone soon, you know what I mean? That's gonna be good. But I'd rather have people that I know are just having fun and we're making them happier. That's, at the end of the day, that's my take on it anyway.
Which is one of the reasons I set up this YouTube channel, because I wanted a place where I could deliver content to magicians for free, because I know they're hanging around and they're not doing anything at the moment, and it's nice to be able to give them the outlet, you know.
And they are so grateful. Like, people are so grateful for it, you know. I mean, I love football, like I've said, and cooking. And I must admit, I probably watch more football and cooking videos now than ever. But I'm so thankful that Arsenal are bloody playing a match. You know, it's not going to stop for me, but I'm so thankful that they're doing an interview, because it gives me something to do, and it just gives me a purpose to be proactive and go and watch something.
So true. Now, talking about the Alakazam products, we touched on this briefly, but you are releasing more. I mean, it was in the old days, a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, you're probably releasing maybe 4, 5, 6, 5 products a year. A lot of them came out of Blackpool. But now you're smashing out one every single month, and quality hasn't gone down at all. It's not like you're throwing something out there for the sake of throwing out a trick. Is it a conscious effort to put something out every single month? And how do you maintain the quality? And trust me, you are maintaining the quality. I mean, what I say, every single thing that comes out, it's a hit. It's a hit.
Thank you, first of all. It's due to the COVID again, to be honest. It's really allowed us to take a step back, look at the situation, and tweak roles in the company. So Dad now isn't in the office. He works solely from home on product development. So he'll be talking to creators and artists, and he'll be looking at tweaking effects either they've sent in, or, to be fair, if I was to go out in the warehouse, we probably got 2 or 3 products that are sitting there waiting to go, just in the pipeline, which are killer. One of them is a movie themed one, and it's unbelievable. Just a little tease. But yeah, I think an important thing is obviously quality. You know, what Alakazam is based on is, if you get a trick, it's going to do what it does, what it says it does, you know, and it's not going to be poor quality gimmicks. It's not going to be like a cheap little weird thing. It's going to be what you pay for and what you're happy to pay for. And so that has to stay no matter what, even if it means we miss out on one. That's got to stay. But yeah, Dad, to be fair, loves the live launch. He loves the interaction, and that's why each month we do purposely hold off some products or push some forward to get them once a month, really.
Okay. And so if I wanted to release a product, if somebody wanted to release a product through Alakazam,
Yeah.
what approach should we take? Because it's kind of the holy grail, isn't it? People coming into Magic, I want to be a creator, I want to start releasing products. And Alakazam is a great company to release them through, because one thing I've spoken about on the channel is one thing that you do. You don't just, you will work with the creator to make their trick better. I've seen that over and over again. It's kind of, people come to you with this, and by the time the consumers see it, it's here. And you know, it's kind of like a hive mind working on it. I'm a new magician. I'm not a new magician. I'm a magician. I've got this product that I think is really good, and I want to bring it to market, and I want Alakazam to do it. How do I approach you? And I bet you see a lot of stuff that's terrible. And where have you got any advice on that side of things?
Yeah, I mean, there is criteria, but the best thing to do, would be to send in a video performance. It doesn't have to be a great one. It can just be on your phone. A video performance of you performing it. Send it into our email. Can I say the email address?
Please do. I'm going to be putting links down the bottom.
Wicked. So sales@alakazam.co.uk, and we'll take a look at it. And then what usually happens is, and don't get me wrong, when we say we tweak it or we take it in a different direction, it's 100% still your trick. You know, we still promote your name, because without you, we wouldn't have the trick. You know, it's not like we take it in a direction and now it's Alakazam's. You know, we really try and build the creator up. You know, even, I mean, they deserve it, but Nicholas Mavresis, you know, we really push Nicholas. Like, we invite him onto lives, we get him to talk about his products, because we want people to get to know Nicholas. So ultimately, he has a good experience with Alakazam, you know. So yeah, the best thing to do would be to send in a trick, and then usually, if we take it on board, which we probably will. I mean, there is criteria, and obviously, depending on what trick, it will have different criteria, workable, the cost of stuff, you know. And then usually we'll probably give you a Skype date where you'll Skype Dad, and Dad will sort of give you his ideas about what way you will take it and bits and bobs. And then, yeah, it sort of goes from there, really. But don't be shy as well. If you've got an idea, just send it in, because you know what I mean? It might be, I mean, the collector, I remember Dad saying he got the collector from Nicholas, and he wasn't going to release it yet because he knew it needed a little tweak, and so did Nicholas. And as soon as I got it, now it comes released. So even if it's not a half effect, but you know what I mean, even if it's not fully ready, we can sort of see the gem in there, as can you as the creator, obviously.
Okay. And here's a question for you. I've seen some Alakazam tricks, and the downloads are always thorough. One thing I talk about on this channel is companies that bring out a trick that's just a 5-minute download with music track over the background, and it's just terrible. You guys really go into depth about how to do the trick and why you do it this way, and alternate handlings and stuff, and the knowledge that you and your dad bring, and a lot of the time Jamie Dawes, I can see getting involved with that.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Jamie's great. My question is, some of the Alakazam products I see, the creator isn't on the download, but some of them they are. When is that a conscious decision, or how does that come about?
Sometimes, to be fair, it's down to like a language barrier, maybe. There's a lot of different factors that come into it. Sometimes it is a language barrier, and for you guys to get the best instructions and to understand it, because I think when you understand why something happens in a trick, you're going to be performing it better. You know, you're not just doing it, you're knowing why you're doing what you're doing. So sometimes it's language barrier, sometimes it's they don't feel comfortable being on camera. That happens a lot, you know. If they've never done it before, then they might not feel comfortable. And yeah, I mean, other times we just say to them, do you want to be on it, or would you rather us do it? And they say, no, you can do it, that's fine. But knowing that they're still going to be, it's their product, you know, their name's going to be on the box, they're going to get the credit and everything like that. So yeah, it's just real personal preference, really.
That's cool. Well, are there any, can you give us a sneak peek? You said there's some products in development, you're releasing one trick every single month. Are there any sneak peeks for or don't give away anything that you're not meant to, but is there anything you can say about any of the releases that are coming up in the next couple of months? Or
I can. what I can say is we've got. I'll say a few bits. I'll say we've got some fantastic academies coming up. First of all, yeah.
Hmm.
Someone's going to do as well a longer one with different segments in it, taking you through the basics of a certain genre of magic all the way to the best.
Oh, cool.
Can't say who, but they probably know who it is. Can see a smile on someone's face. That's not giving it away. Then we've got a new series of stuff. So what we like to do is we like to do series where 9 times out of 10, if you like one thing, like the Dark series, Jamie Dawes' Dark series, hopefully we've targeted it. So if you like the first Dark series, all the others are going to appeal to you.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a new series coming out called the Wallet series, I believe, which is going to be effects that you can carry in your wallet, standalone effects. Yeah. And let me think of one more that I can drop in there. I think. Oh, there's a lot. There is a lot actually. Bloody hell, there's so much. Well, Nicholas, I don't know when this is coming out, but Nicholas Mavrez is releasing a trick with us, and it's almost like a Darren Brown show in a box. It's wicked. Yeah,
Well, Nicholas is such a clever guy,
he's
and
so clever.
you know, he won consistent creator on the Magic TV Awards because everything he brings out is just so clever, and it's also so commercial and so easy. I
Mm,
mean, you don't have to think about too much because it's so super genius what they're
yeah,
doing. Yeah.
and again, he's such a nice guy. You know, we're very lucky that every single person who's released a trick with us has been an actual genuine nice guy, you know, and it's always fun to work with people who are releasing a trick for the right reasons. You know, it's wicked. It's really nice. And to meet people, you know, Nicholas is such a nice guy. And if it wasn't for magic, I would never have met him. He's a talented guy.
Well, what's your favorite Alakazam product that you've been involved with since you've worked with Alakazam? Is there a
Hmm.
particular product that you've? I mean, I know you love all of them. So, but is the one that you kind of go, actually, yeah, that is just the bomb.
Yeah, I tell you what, there is for me. A lot of effects do get me that Alakazam release and that I know are coming out. They do get me excited, but one of them purely because I saw it for the very. I saw it before Dad saw it. I saw it before anyone else saw it, and I brought Dad over to see it. I didn't bring Dad over to see it. Sorry, he would have seen it anyway. But I said I sort of pushed him to see it. I said, right, quickly go and see that. Was Swindle, and
Choice.
I remember first seeing it at Blackpool. Steve first showed me at Blackpool, and we've had it for so long. I said, Dad, you've got to release it. Dad, you've got to release it. Because when there's a good 50-50, I don't think there's anything better. Like, I think very few things will top a solid 50-50 because people throughout the whole thing are just going to go, what if I pick the other one? You know, it's one of the things. It's so simple. It's genius.
I totally agree. Like one of my favorite tricks that Alakazam have ever brought out is decisions,
Yes.
which is another 50-50.
Yeah.
That's
It's
such a great premise.
It is. It's mental, you know. And I think there's been so many. There has been. I'm not just saying it. There has been so many good effects. You know, Executive Suite. That was one I was sort of involved in. And I love that. I love Exec Suite. And again, David is just such a nice guy. You know, it's just amazing working with people that are just amazing.
Cluedo was no, Clued Up
Clued up, yes.
was one of my favorite at the recent releases. I just think that's great.
Jamie is. He's phenomenal. He is phenomenal.
And well, let's talk about your releases because you've released a couple of things now. You've brought out a download,
Mm,
which is Pocket Daydream.
yes.
Bit of a nod to Maven there, which is lovely.
Yeah, that was so funny.
which is a great download. It's super commercial. And then obviously you released Contactless with your dad,
Yeah,
which is incredibly simple,
yeah.
but solves a problem of what do I take out with me when I'm going out and about? You know, it's great.
Yeah. And the reason why, I mean, the download was just such good fun. You know, I love doing that. It's my first release, and yeah, the the name creases me up. I see Max Maven release Pocket Nightmare, which is a great effect. Definitely check it out. So I just thought it'd be a bit of balance to the Pocket Daydream. I got a few messages after that saying you can't do that, and I went, just a joke, guys. Come on. And then yeah, contactless was made because a lot of effects say this is the perfect effect that you'll carry on you and you won't have to think about it. Where you're caught in that situation where you're like, oh, I haven't got anything on me. But this genuinely is that because there's a slot for money, albeit a smaller slot, but there is a slot to put notes. No one really carries around a big wad anyway. You've got places for cards, and hopefully it shouldn't be a question, oh, have I brought that with me? It should just be next to you. You go, oh yeah, I need my card anyway, my wallet, you know? And yeah, we kept it simple because it's just, it doesn't need to be complicated, you know? If someone catches you out, or not catches you out, but catches you when apparently you don't have anything on you, it's nice to just have, for you as a performer, a simple method, and it's just so powerful.
It really is. I love it. I love it. That's why it got such a great review. Are you planning on releasing anything else? Are you consciously, like, I mean, you've released 2 products now. I mean, that's something that most magicians have never done. You know, 99% of magicians that are in the magic community, whether they're hobbyists or semi-pros or working pros, they've never released a product at all. And you've released 2 products now. Is it something that you want to push and do more? Are you enjoying creating magic? Is that an avenue that you want to go down? Or is it a case of if you get an idea, you'll release it? Where?
I wouldn't say I'm actively. It's funny actually because I feel like Dad's genes. Not that I'm anywhere up to his level, but some of his ideas have trickled into my head because I'll say, "Oh my god, I've just had the most unbelievable idea." I'll write it out, and it'll be an Alakazam trick that's been discontinued. That was released like 10 years ago. I'll be like, "Oh, for God's sakes, I've never seen it before." And then it's like, "Oh gosh," you know. But yeah, I don't actively look to create. It's more of if I see something and I think, or if I hear something, or if I think, oh wow, that's a good idea, you know, I think, oh yeah, maybe I can take that in a certain direction, or I can take sort of the premise of that and then change it to so it suit me and stuff. So yeah, it's more of just if it happens, it happens, you know.
One of the things that I've noticed when you're actually doing a tutorial with your dad is you tend to make points that I think are coming from a different direction to something you're adding so much value with those tutorials, because I don't think some of the points that you make made if it was just your dad presenting to camera, and it's almost like you're bringing a completely different perspective to the product, which is really good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it's the same with everyone, you know, no matter how, I mean, Dad is probably I'm not just saying this, but the stuff he comes up with, you know, the amount of ideas he has, you do, no matter how good of a creator you are, you do just have your blinkers on, and you do need someone else there just to look at it from a different direction. You know, he does it for me every time. If I have an idea for anything, even if it's not magic related, I'll just be looking at this, whereas he can look from outside and say, yeah, but have you ever thought about this maybe? And it just opens up a whole new door. So yeah, it's nice to always have a couple people really. And that's another thing. If you are thinking about releasing a trick, show it to a few of your magician friends, because they will come at it from a different angle as well. Ones you trust, obviously. But yeah, they'll give you tips and different views on it too.
Perfect. So one more question before we wrap all this up. What's next? And what I mean by that is, and we've touched on it in a little bit, but I mean, what's next on the bucket list for you from a magical point of view? Because you have had, you know, I mean, you're 21, right? So you're 21 years old.
20, yeah.
20, sorry, you're 20 years old.
That's right.
And I mean, look at what you've achieved at the age of 20. Good God. You've been on national television. You've had huge exposure on Britain's Got Talent. Everybody knows who you are. You've got, you know, you talked about, you know, different people wanting to work with 4MG. You've created products. You've worked with Alakazam. I'm sure you were the driving force behind the Discord server, I'm guessing. So you've had a positive impact on Alakazam as a whole. But you also mentioned earlier on, when I take over Alakazam, which you know, I can understand that happening. So where do you want to go from here? I mean, are you wanting to? But let's just say 4MG, you know, the apocalypse does not happen.
Yeah.
And we get back to some sort of normality, and you've got people going, "Oh, we want to book 4MG. We want to book 4MG." Well, let's be honest, could happen. But at the same time, you've got everything coming in from Alakazam. Where are you wanting to?
Yeah.
Where are you wanting your career to go?
I think, it's going to sound so bad, but I think my heart is in the family. You know what I mean? Because it's a family business. And I just think, yeah, it's one of them things where it's so nice, right? I don't want to be. It's going to sound so weird to say, but there's not. I've worked in the shop by myself this week because Andy was off for half term, right? There's no better feeling than driving, putting up our little magic shop, going in there, and have people ring up and know that they're going to get help when they ring up the shop, no matter what it's for, you know. And that, to be fair, gives me the most joy now. Don't get me wrong, I love performing. I do like performing, but where I really see myself is trying to bring Alakazam to a place where anyone feels comfortable ringing up, asking for help, showing us something, just having a chat, and knowing that if they want to buy a trick, sorry, that we're going to have it and it's going to be a good one. You know, I think that's really where I love in the magic world mainly, really, where I see myself next to.
It's great that you can ring up Alakazam and get that advice, because not every dealer does that. You know, there's some dealers, I'm not going to mention names, illusionist, certain dealers that, you know, you can't get them on the phone. And if they do, they'll tell you to go away. So it's nice that you have got that customer service. You know, you have got that feeling of family. I feel like I know, even though I feel like I know the Alakazam family so well, even though I don't live anywhere near Kent, and I've probably been to Alakazam a handful of times.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me. You know, I hate it. There's nothing worse than watching a video and then thinking, well, actually, if I bring up a shop, who am I going to speak to? You know what I mean? Whereas with Alakazam, and this is a big thing, you'll see us on videos, you know, we're no different to them, obviously, the people watching the videos, but we just happen to have the platform. So they'll see us on a video and they'll ring up. And it's nice to know that we do actually work there. You know, if they bring up a shop, they are going to speak to us, who they've just seen perform the trick, they want to ask a question about or something, you know. I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to say, but it's like, it's just nice to know who you're speaking to. And I think we want to keep it like that. You know, when you ring up, you can put a face to a name straight away. Oh, you're right. And you do just want that. And I want to keep that sort of friendly family vibe, you know. And that is one thing about the Discord and the live launches and the Zooms is it's just positivity. You know, everyone's there to help each other. And I see a message. I'm not going to say who said it, but I saw a message on there, and he said, "Oh, is there any way we can see the person's introduction? Because you could write an intro about yourself, like, 'Hi, I'm Harry. I'm 20 years old. Blah blah blah.' Is there any chance we can see their intro before we join the video call? Because I'm only a beginner, and if there's professionals in there, I'm going to feel nervous." And that is not what we want. Because at the end of the day, if you've got experience, we would love it if you just shared it with people that are getting into it. You know, at the end of the day, everyone loves magic that's on the Discord or wherever they are, and it's just nice to share ideas. You know, I cannot explain. I would probably be a -1 out of 10 on magic ability if it wasn't for Jamie Dawes. He has I can't tell you how much time he has put helping me out. It is mental. Like, my first gig, I must have FaceTimed him for 4 hours before it. He was like, "Right, put a suit on, put what you're going to be practicing, show me your first routine." I done it. Right, tweak that. Right, perfect. Then he teaches me what to do at a gig, what not to do. He, honestly, I cannot explain. He is unbelievable. Seriously, he's probably biggest inspiration in magic, I'd probably say, to be fair.
Jamie is a lovely guy and such a creative guy as well. He really is.
Yeah.
But I think that just shows how, you know, Alakazam, you guys, you really are the good guys. I mean, I did an interview with Dave Bronsall from Prop Dog.
Oh yeah.
And he is a competitor of yours.
Hmm.
And yet he actually said in the interview how much he thinks of Alakazam and Peter and you guys. He was like, "Oh yeah, they're amazing." Which, do you know what I mean? That just says it all. You know, there's certain dealers out there that I'm sure that Dave wouldn't say that about, but it just shows
I think,
you know, how much everyone respects you, your dad, Alakazam. You know, it's great to see.
It's nice, yeah, and it's nice to hear stuff like that. And I think it's great. I think the important thing is we don't really get involved in a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? We just focus on ourselves. You know, we just, like we said, I think it's nice the fact we are family, because we do just sort of get on with it. You know, if there's stuff happening, if there's disagreements over there, we don't worry. We just get on with what we're doing. You know, we start the academy, we start the Discord. We just focus on what we're doing rather than everyone else. And I think that's where we've managed to keep up the sort of just positive atmosphere, really, you know.
Positivity. And now I've noticed that with the website, like you're one of the few dealers that I know of that don't stock all the Murphy's items. You see most dealers and they're just like,
yeah,
you don't. You just don't, which is great because a lot of the stuff that Murphy's put out is total shit, and you don't have to reply. It is, and it's just great that you don't actually have all of that stuff on there. It just shows how much respect that you have for your customers. That you're not listing a lot of these terrible. You know, you see some dealers and they just blanket, just list everything without checking the quality of all of it. You know, you want to be positive about the quality of the stuff that you're recommending to your customers.
100%. And it is like, because I think the thing why we're like that, obviously we're like that anyway, just we don't obviously want people to buy crap, but because we're the ones on the videos, some, for example, if we was just on the videos and then other people running the shop, we wouldn't care what we talk about probably. Like, mate, we would, but you know what I mean? It wouldn't be as bad. Whereas we know we speak to customers and we're on the videos, so we get both sides of it. So it's nice to know that what we talk about will help us out because we're only talking about the good stuff. That's the thing, you know. Sometimes we don't really do bad reviews, and it's because we would rather focus on the good stuff that comes out, you know. Like obviously some people do bad reviews and they're probably valid, you know, it's probably a bad product, fair enough. But yeah, we rarely do a bad review because we mainly focus on the good effects, because we don't really want to learn one if it's not that good, you know, it's pointless. But sorry, I completely forgot the question. What was it again? That's awful, isn't it? Oh yeah, no, sorry, not getting them all on there. Yeah. No, that is why, to be fair, because we know what people are going to like and what they're not going to like, and we actively, if there's a pre-sale item and we hear through the grapevine or we've seen it ourselves, we'll actively ring you up and go, right, we've had a play with this effect. I don't know if it's going to be up to what you're looking for. How do you want to proceed? You know, so that's something we do as well. We actively ring up customers, keep them in the loop, because at the end of the day, we don't want to. Why? Do you know what I mean? We don't want to sell a crap product. It's pointless.
Yeah, because you know you want to keep your customers' trust, and and that's brilliant to see, and I see that over and over again. That's awesome. Harry, this has been an absolutely amazing chat. I've been pestering you to get you on this channel for a very, very long time, and I know how busy you are, and you know the stuff that you're doing with the Discord server and everything else. I can only imagine it must be 24/7 for you and Peter at the moment. It's just non-stop. You, Peter, and Andy. So it's great. It's great that you've had time to come on the channel. Thank you so much. So I'm going to put the Alakazam URL down below. People can obviously go there and they can check everything out. You've got the USA site as well, right?
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Because over 60% of the traffic to this website are actually this channel are actually from America. So
wow.
There's more people from America than anywhere else. So you have got Alakazam USA.
Yep.
So people in the USA can ship from there, and that's not a problem. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Cool. And then anybody from around the world can get involved in the Discord server, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So if you go on our website, there's just a big banner that just says join our Discord. You click it and that's an invite. So you just need to, I think on there, just your email address and your age, I think, just because there's probably servers that are age restricted or something like that. But yeah, for our one, you just click that and then you can join. I will say as well, if it's all right, I'll set up an Academy discount code for your viewers if you want for a week. If you tell me when this is going live, I'll set up a discount code.
I will. If you let me know what that code is, I'll put them at the bottom of the screen now.
We'll do Craig 10.
Craig 10, love it.
Craig 10, and that'll be off all academies as well. We'll do that.
Oh my god, that is brilliant.
That's crazy, yeah. But yeah, no, as well. Just to quickly do another little thing. All Alakazam products, if your order is just Alakazam products, it's free worldwide shipping. So yeah, no matter where you are, you can get a hold of that.
That is absolutely amazing. I will message you and let you know when this is going live.
Lovely.
That's so generous of you, because there are. Is that it? Can people access the older academies as well?
Yeah. All academies, and just
You,
a few that I would. Yeah.
no, I was just going to say you've put so many great academies out.
Yeah, I tell you what, honestly, the academies are. That's the
Actually,
whole
we've not
reason why.
talked about that. So can we quickly talk about this
Yeah,
before
yeah,
we
yeah,
wrap it up?
yeah.
You know, the academies are great. They're very, very different. You see a lot of, you see the Penguin Lives and you
Mm,
see the master classes, but the academies were done before a lot of those things, and
yeah.
it's got a very different feel to it.
Mm.
Do you want to quickly talk through how that works?
Yeah. So the academies is the whole reason we started doing the live. So the very first lives we done, you know, it has cost us a fortune in errors, getting the wrong camera equipment, getting the wrong like lighting and everything like that. And you'll see the very first few, the camera quality is just slightly like maybe a bit more blur. Like when I say a bit more blurry, it's not blurry, but up to the standard it is now, it's tiny bit less. But yeah, so the academies we've been wanting to do them for ages, and it's basically a live academy, obviously. But basically, it's a place where we get a magician on, and one of us will be sitting next to the magician, and he'll basically perform tricks. He or she will perform tricks, or they, because we've done one with Morgan and West, will perform effects for you guys. And you can log on, watch live, and there's a chat box so you can ask questions whilst we're live. So if you want to say, oh, can I see that again in slow motion? We've got a slow-mo thing where we can show you different ones. We've got overhead cameras. We've got ones from the back, close-up ones. So it is hands down, in my opinion, the best learning like thing you can learn from out of anything, really, because of the camera angles. We've got one straight from above. So if you're the magician, it's like they're your hands. We gloss over, or we go into absolutely everything. And the good thing about being live is you go off on tangents. So some of the stuff that's not even listed, they'll throw in a bonus effect, or we'll talk about little things that will be absolutely golden nuggets, and will probably be just that little thing you needed to hear in terms of, oh, I'm really struggling with this. What should I do? And they might say for something completely different, just move your finger slightly when you're holding a deck like this, and you'll be, oh wow, do you know what I mean? That's helped so much. And then yeah, they're live, but they are recorded, so then they're saved in your account to watch whenever you want. So you don't, if you can't make the night, you can still purchase it because you can watch it later on. And a lot of the times, they are just long. They are great value for money. I remember a lot of the times we done a 2-day course. The Mark Spellman course probably went on. We started at 7. I don't think it finished till 3 a.m. probably on the first day. So, and that was for like £25 or something. They are crazy. Like the value for money is unbelievable.
They are brilliant, and you know, I've seen a lot of them, not all of them. I've just been turned on to somebody who I've never really studied their material, which is John Carey.
Yeah.
And I've just watched a couple of his things, and I was super impressed. And
Mm-hmm.
he's done a lot of academies with you guys,
Yeah.
so that's something that I want to go and check out as well, because
Definitely.
a lot of people talk about him very highly.
He is, yeah, he is crazy. He's such a nice guy as well. And yeah, just a few that I would definitely recommend is, I mean, anything by Michael Vincent is unbelievable. He's done a couple with us. The Mark Paul Academy is our best-selling one to date. That was all about mentalism and was bloody good. That was crazy. And then yeah, I mean, we've had so much. You know, Jamie Dawes has done one on called Your Big Event, which is preparations for your first gig. Wayne Goodman's just done one on restaurant magic, talking all about doing magic in restaurants. You know, there's so many, it's just really good. And if there are any beginners out there, then John Carey did actually do a 0 to hero course where he teaches you everything, you know, how to hold a deck properly, to tricks, to shuffling properly. You know, it's great. There's just so many different ones on there. And again, it's been a pleasure to be able to meet them people. Marcus Eddy had a course, which was great. Some great rubber band stuff on there as well.
Wow,
Mm.
that is amazing. That is amazing. So thank you for the discount code. I will let you know when this is going live. Guys, jump on this, because there's some amazing Alakazam academies. And also support Alakazam. I talk about this. You guys are a family business. We sometimes forget that you are a family business, and you know, you do so much for the community. I think it'd be great if we can support you back as well. So
Thank you so much.
no, thanks very much. Thank you, Harry, for coming on the channel. Thank you for talking to me about your journey. You are absolutely amazing, my friend. You really are.
You're a legend. Thanks for having me on here. Honestly, it's been so nice, and I can't tell you how much Dad bigs you up all the time. Literally, I said to him the other day, "Who's the best all-round magician you probably know?" He goes, "Craig's bloody good, actually, isn't he?" I'm like, "Yeah, he is."
I better up my game.
No, but honestly, yeah, you're not.
Tell him to bring his levels down a little bit, and then we'll kind of be on the same sort of level.
No, well, you're loved here as well, and so is Ryland. So yeah, always welcome.
Awesome. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Subscribe to the Alakazam channel because they put all of their lives on there afterwards as well, and they're really fun. Make sure you follow them on Facebook because that's where, you know, I love watching your product launches and your jams and your Alakazooms and all that. Just make sure you check out everything Alakazam do. And I'll be back tomorrow. So I'll see you again. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.